This is Golf with Jay Delsing. A two-time All-American at UCLA. Competed in nearly 700 PGA Tour events, 7 professional wins to his credit. Over 30 years of professional golf experience. A member of the St. Louis Sports Hall of Fame and the Missouri Sports Hall of Fame. This is Golf with Jay Delsing. It's time to tee it up. News from the world of golf. We're on the range with Jay and Dan.
Welcome into Golf with Jay Delsing. The CarShield studios are on the road. We're at the Scoring Lab inside Family Golf and Learning Center. With Jay Delsing, I'm Dan McLaughlin. As always, we're presented by Daugherty Business Solutions. Coming up, we'll visit with Steve Wendling from the Western Golf Association and Caddies for College. They had a big event at Norwood on Monday. We'll visit with Steve. He'll stop on by. And also Jerome Harris, founder and president of Urban Golf of St. Louis. Before we get to all that, Jay, great to see you and good morning to you.
Danny, it's great to be here. This Scoring Lab, we've had some fun in this Scoring Lab, bro. When I look over on the far wall and see the 7th green at Pebble, and then I see all of these cool photos and things like that. I mean, it doesn't make you want to pick up a club and start whacking some balls? It
does, and people behind us are doing that.
I know.
You're going to hear the people here on this Sunday morning working out at Family Golf and Learning Center. We both marveled at how packed this place is. The par 3, the double-decker driving range, the short game area, inside here, the Scoring Lab. And we're not just saying it. This place is packed on a Sunday morning.
Oh, just come see for yourself. And what I was so impressed with, Danny, I just saw all these junior players, these little bitty, every shape, size, color. I absolutely love it, you know. And when you talk about inclusion and getting more people to play the game, and you think about our buddy Jerome Harris, I can't wait to talk to him and what he's doing at Urban Golf and for St. Louis, and it just gets me fired up, man. We got to just open all these doors because the game's been great to me. You love the game. You've been great to the game. Your kids love it. Your family love it. We got to get more people playing, man.
News and notes around the PGA Tour, and we start with Pinehurst number 2. It lived up to the billing.
Oh, Danny. So the biggest thing, so I've done a bunch of interviews this week, and it was like, did Rory lose it or did Bryson win it? And I'm going to say this. My heart breaks for Rory McIlroy.
100%.
Those little putts, that putt on 16, it took me right back, Danny, because I was texting you. Jack Nicklaus said Rory's not winning like he should because he has these
mental lulls.
Yeah, these little mental breakdowns or lapses. And Danny, that putt was 30 inches long with no break. And now Pinehurst, that's not what happened on 18. That was an extremely tough putt. But when you're holding all the putts that Rory did, you just played the 16th, which is a beast, in textbook fashion, and to miss that, it really looked like concentration.
We've had him on the phone, over the phone, and on the show. But Lou Stagner, who does all the stats with golf, Rory missed putts from 30 and 45 inches. The chances they miss both would happen on tour about once every 582 attempts. It is rare that happens. So did Rory lose it? Did DeChambeau win it? I guess it's debatable, but those are two obvious makeable putts, and he missed both of them.
And it's just gut-wrenching. Now, let's take the other side of the coin, Danny. I'm going to say this to you. The shot that Bryson DeChambeau hit out of the fairway bunker at 50-some-odd yards, 51, 55, something like that, might be the greatest single shot that's ever been struck on the 72nd hole of the U.S. Open. I've been going over it, and I think of that long putt that Greg Norman made at Wingfoot to Ty Fuzzy Zeller, but Danny, then he wound up losing in a playoff, and I'm like, Danny, he could have hit that shot into the clubhouse, not near the clubhouse. He could have hit it on the roof. He also could have left it in the bunker. He could have hit the lip. He could have put it on the front edge. To put it out there 4 feet straight uphill was just remarkable. And the difference in the putt that DeChambeau had to win and the putt that Rory had to make on his were night and day. Rory's putt was multiple times harder.
So what did you think of Rory leaving immediately and not addressing DeChambeau, giving him a handshake, and not addressing the media at all. What did you think of that?
I didn't like it.
Yeah, I didn't either.
I didn't like it. Koepka dove out early a couple of times, and I just, you know what? It's a bad look. I get it. Listen, what is he going to say? And he's got to stand there. But I mean, I think that's part of what you sign up for, man. I mean, he just made over $2 million playing in one golf tournament. Okay, but there's some responsibilities that come with that, and I don't like it. I mean, come on, man. You don't have to stay there and be there for an hour, but you can stand there and take 15 minutes of questions and then, get your jet.
Well, go shake DeChambeau's hand. If you don't want to talk to the media, I don't like it, but that's fine. But go shake his hand for sure.
That's the way we were taught, Danny. I mean, that's what this game is. We're stewards of this game, and we're it's, hey, look, that's just what happened. And so now he's got to figure out how to put the pieces back together. He's withdrawn from the Travelers, which I don't blame him. He's got the Scottish Open coming up, which he's a defending champ, and then the British Open, which is, he's a former champion there. So, I mean, I get it, but it was a tough situation. But, man, stand up there, do the right thing, and then move on.
How about the way that people now look at DeChambeau? He's an entertainer. He went from a guy that was kind of the villain of the PGA Tour in some circles, and now people just absolutely are eating him up. They love him.
How many times have I told you when I've met him personally that he is all aces? Just this wonderfully respectful, great kid. And I didn't get the villainous part. I mean, okay, he gained all this weight. He was eating like 6 steaks a day and all these protein shakes. He looked like the Hulk, but why does that make you want to hate him? I just didn't get that. And then the whole feud thing with Brooksy and all that was kind of, I think, just kind of drawn up.
I think it was staged.
I do too, man.
It was fun, though.
It was fun. I didn't mind that, but I could tell, and I mean, we both knew there was nothing to that.
Right.
There's nothing. There's more in fun than anything else. So I'm not really sure, but you could tell, man, Bryson was just, when he made that putt on number 8, he hit it over the green, had an almost impossible up and in, and made that. He had a great shot and held about a 12-footer for par. The place erupted, and he milked it, man. He was like, come on.
Well, that's what he's turned into as an entertainer.
Yeah.
And golf needs a villain to an extent, in my opinion.
That's agreed.
They needed a dominating force, Scotty Scheffler.
Yep.
And then you get an entertainer like this in Bryson DeChambeau. Here's the only problem I have with it. We won't see him until the British Open because no one's watching live. And that part of it sucks.
Totally sucks. We are getting closer, though, Danny.
Yes, we are.
I've definitely heard a few rumblings from some peeps in the know that we're getting closer. So we're hoping. And you know what? Before we put a bow on the Pinehurst thing, Danny, we gotta mention that our hero Tiger Woods just just a bad look for him, and he just looked like any other player coming down the stretch, needing to make a few pars to make the cut. Couldn't hit any greens, couldn't get it on, couldn't get it close, couldn't get it in. It was tough to watch.
So we're going to talk more about that later in the show. And again, Steve Wendling from the Western Golf Association and Caddies for College is coming up. Jerome Harris, founder and president of Urban Golf of St. Louis, will be our guest here at Family Golf and Learning Center. Want to ask you, too, about the fact that DeChambeau will not be part of the Olympic team. I don't like that either. He's one of the best players in the country. He's one of the best players in the world, and he's not going to be part of the U.S. team.
Sucks, but it's all because of him going to live, and he knew it. I knew it. Everybody, I don't like it. I mean, look at his record in the major championships, Danny. He finished 6th at Augusta, but that was with kind of trailing off on the weekend. He finished 2nd. Closing with a 65 at Valhalla, 65 on Major Championship Sunday to lose to Xander Schauffele's. 64, and Schauffele closed with 65 to finish 2nd, and now he wins the U.S. Open for the 2nd time. I mean, wouldn't you love to see Scotty Scheffler, Bryson DeChambeau fighting it out and playing against each other all the time?
Absolutely.
I know, me too.
So DeChambeau, since he joined LIV, he along with Koepka have more PGA Tour sanction wins than Justin Thomas, Jordan Spieth, and Ricky Fowler combined. That's how good that duo has been, Koepka along with Bryson DeChambeau. Pretty amazing to see what they've done.
It really is, Danny. When you look at the players that have gone to live, you look at the Garcias, the Poulters, the Westwoods, you're like, yeah, okay, whatever, right? But when you look at the guys that really hurt, I'm still a DJ fan. His game's fallen off the planet.
Yes, it has.
Off the planet. But when you look at the most significant, you got to talk about Bryson, your Brooks Koepka, and probably Cameron Smith. Cameron Smith, it'll be interesting because when he left the PGA Tour, and I'm referring to Cameron Smith, when he left the PGA Tour, he was at the top of the world. I mean, he had just won the British Open. He had won the Players that year, and now
almost won the Masters.
And now he's just kind of fallen off. We've said this on the show before. You've got to stay competitive. Are 3 rounds competitive enough? Does it matter when you only have to beat a handful or 2 of folks every week? I think it does, Danny.
So we hope it's getting closer because when you watch these majors, it makes you think of what you had every single weekend when these guys decided to play, even like an event this weekend, the Travelers.
Oh, yeah, the elevated
because you had some of the big names.
Yeah, the elevated event up at Cromwell, Connecticut. Danny, the people turn out. And I'm going to say this again, and people are probably tired of hearing me, but I promise you that Bryson DeChambeau and a few of those other live guys are going, damn, I wish I could go to Hartford.
100%.
No doubt in my mind. They missed the Memorial. They missed the Players' Championship.
Yes.
I'm telling you, that is a thing.
Let's tip our cap. We're going to tip our cap to Steve Wendling, who's coming up, but in particular, Western Golf Association and a great event that we were part of. We emceed it, but Caddies for College, which was Monday at Norwood.
The tip of the cap is brought to you by the Dean Team Volkswagen of Kirkwood.
What, did I throw you off there?
No, I got you though. You're gonna love this. Well, I don't know if you love it, but I'm gonna love it. So, the Dean Team Volkswagen of Kirkwood, 314-966-0303. Colin Burnt, call him. He'll take care of you. Any sort of car. Okay. Caddies for College. You said we emceed it. I kind of caddied for you as you were the MC. Steve Wendling, Pat Riley, Mr. Noach, I'm forgetting Matt's father's first name. I'm so sorry. I think it's Bob, but anyway, I just either got it right or I blew it. So, but
they're all doing good things.
Absolutely, they're doing good things. We saw Tom O'Toole Jr. there, and he was helping raise money. But Danny, listening to those kids get up there, talk about what they're doing in college, talking about their major, they're doing it all through the game of golf. It's just an incredible thing. And Steve Wendling, this guy has such a heart for the game. I mean, he's a managing director at UHY, and I don't know how many AJGA events he has that UHY name on, but it's a lot.
Yes, it is.
And
I see it with my kids. There's a lot.
I know. And he and that company do great things for junior golf. They're getting caddies. They're building up caddy programs so that we can get these Evans scholarships away. Folks, moms and dads, you've got a son or daughter, and you want to get them a great job and help them pay for college. Evans program, the Evans Golf Scholarship Program. Get them into a club, get them caddying, and check out the criteria so that you can meet the criteria and get college paid for. Man, it's a no-brainer.
So we're tipping our cap to what we did on Monday, Caddies for College, and again, it's brought to you by
the Dean Team Volkswagen of Kirkwood and our buddy Colin Burnt, 314-966-0303.
Steve Wendling from the Western Golf Association and Caddies for College will be our guest. He'll stop by here at Family Golf and Learning Center. We invite you to come out on this Sunday morning. A lot of people, as you can tell, hitting balls right behind us. We're in the scoring lab, but there's folks outside the double-decker driving range, short game area, places to improve your game, the par 3 as well. This is Golf with Jay Delsing.
That was On the Range. Up next, we'll head to the front 9. You're listening to Golf with Jay Delsing, presented by Doherty Business Solutions.
Doherty Business Solutions has been enhancing the business of our customers for the last 37 years. How do we do it? Through our expertise in technology, better use of data and analytics, artificial intelligence, and machine learning. We roll up our sleeves and collaborate. We build applications and effectively communicate with our partner clients to bring their goals and objectives to the finish line. Our award-winning Access Point program is a community game changer. With nearly 100 students in the program, mostly young African-American females are making between $55,000 and $60,000 per year right out of high school. That's right, $55,000 to $60,000 a year right after high school graduation. That's when they begin their training. CEO Ron Daugherty believes the talent is equally distributed, but access to that opportunity is not. So here's Access Point, providing more and more opportunity for those in and around our community. It's Daugherty Business Solutions.
Hi, this is Peter Jacobson, and you're listening to Golf with Jay Delsing.
Are you driving an out-of-warranty car? It's only a matter of time before your out-of-warranty vehicle is in the shop costing you thousands of dollars. Auto repair costs are up nearly 20% from last year, which is 4 times the rate of inflation. If an unexpected breakdown happened today, would you be ready for that? Well, now you can be with a plan through CarShield. Even if your car is just over 3 years old, it's still prone to expensive costs. Your car is more than just getting you from point A to point B. Traveling by car is a way of life. From picking up your kids to going to a new restaurant, cars are a daily essential. When you enroll in a car protection plan through CarShield, you can look forward to the following. The price will never go up no matter how many claims you file, or no matter how high the mileage on your car increases. CarShield offers protection plans that start as low as $100 per month. That's $100 per month. They have repair coverage for up to 5,000 different parts of your vehicle. Plus, when your car breaks down and you're stuck on the side of the road, you get 24/7 coast-to-coast roadside assistance. You also get complimentary towing and rental car options. CarShield has my back when my car breaks down, and they can have yours too. Call CarShield today at 800-465-6550 or visit carshield.com. It's CarShield, proud sponsor of the Golf with Jay Delsing show.
Get ready to watch the legends of golf up close when they compete at historic Norwood Hills Country Club right here in St. Louis. The Ascension Charity Classic will be back again with some of golf's greatest names. Steve Stricker, Padraig Harrington, John Daly, David Duval, Bernard Longer, Justin Leonard, David Toms, and more will compete returning September 3rd through the 8th. Visit AscensionCharityClassic.com for information.
I'm delighted to welcome the Amateur Players Tour to the Golf with Jay Delsing show. The APT team has worked so hard to establish a national golf tour for amateurs. Folks, don't miss out on this opportunity. If you love golf and ever wondered what all the fuss about tournament golf is, then this tour is for you. We just released the 2024 schedule, and it is a beast. There's 21 events currently in the metropolitan St. Louis area, with many more to come. But check out these golf courses: Paynes Valley, Ozark National, Stonewolf, Ambrier, Persimmon Woods, Gateway National, and a 36-hole event on Norwood's West Course, and many more. Okay, so the courses are certainly cool and nice, but what's really neat is the way the events are run and how they are run. The APT team does a fantastic job of closely monitoring handicaps and ensuring a good and fair competition. There are 5 divisions, a year-long points competition, major championships, elevated events, and much, much more. Right now, there are over 6,000 members in 41 different local chapters across the country, and all that's happened in just over 5 years. Join now and don't miss out on the best tournament golf in the country, run for amateurs by amateurs themselves. Go to amateurplayerstour.com. That's amateurplayerstour.com.
Is Golf with Jay Delsing. The Front Nine is presented by the Ascension Charity Classic. To find out more, visit AscensionCharityClassic.com.
Golf with Jay Delsing rolls on. The Car Shield Studios were presented by Doherty Business Solutions. This past Monday out at Norwood Hills Country Club, Mizzou Evans Scholars Caddies to College Golf Tournament. And joining us is Steve Wendling, and he is from the Western Golf Association, part of the UHY Prep Profile Series that we do once a month here on Golf with Jay Delsing. And first and foremost, Steve, great to see you. Great event.
Thanks, Dan. Great to be here. Thanks for having me. Jay, great to see you as well.
Steve, all you do for golf, we're gonna do a brief recap. So we do our prep profile series, but what that is small potatoes compared to what you and UHY do for junior golfers, the AJGA. You guys are involved in tournaments. You have your company's name on the. Gosh, I don't know even how many names, but and we all appreciate that so much. But today's really, really special, and this Evans program is something that's been around for over 100 years, and we're kind of trying to revitalize this thing.
Right. Yeah. We there's a house at University of Missouri, and this Caddies to College tournament is primarily for the purpose to help support that house at the University of Missouri. I'd say there's roughly space for about 45 scholars at the University of Missouri, and so the funds generated from this tournament primarily used to help support that house. And we
had Logan Forster on about 3 or 4 weeks ago. He was so well spoken, and what's interesting is that these programs, I just don't think enough people know, Steve, that these things are out there, because you're talking about a 4-year scholarship for your son or daughter, right, as long as they caddy and meet some certain financial requirements. Right. And we got to get this word out.
Right. No, absolutely. And in the Western Golf Association, Evans Scholars Foundation, they do a great job, based in Chicago, and we have a lot of support here in St. Louis from them. But to that point, there's a lot of people that still aren't aware that program is out there. So there's several criteria. Have to do well in school, get certain grade point average, and have good character and all that. And on average, probably get 40 to 50 loops a year. So by the time that they're able to apply for the scholarship their senior year, that they have at least 150 loops. So it is primarily a caddy.
Are moms and dads just shocked at how many scholarships are available?
Oh, sure. No, absolutely. And so what we're really trying to do is, get the word out through high school guidance counselors, try to really identify those kids that have a financial need, because that is a component of it as well. So there has to be a financial need also.
Well, Steve, what's kind of happening now, and it's been going on for probably too long for our liking, is that these beds down at Columbia get filled from other states. And it's not that we're against other states, but we'd like our community to benefit from this, and our children and our high school caddies to fill these beds.
No, that's absolutely right. If we look at the current house, there are a lot of kids that are not from the state of Missouri, and it's really our goal to spread awareness, increase our pipeline of those potential caddy candidates, get them loops at the different clubs in town. And as directors, it's really our primary responsibility not only to help raise funds for the scholarship, but to be involved in those local caddy programs, make sure the boys and girls are getting the loop so they can qualify.
And we should mention females. I mean, absolutely. I think a lot of times it's overlooked that they think it's just the boys, but it's the girls too.
Right. No, absolutely. We have quite a few girls. And I think if we look at the demographics of the house at University of Missouri right now, I think probably close to half of the house, maybe a little bit less, are females.
In terms of how many you're giving out looking ahead to 2025, any idea of the numbers that you may be generating?
Well, we look back several years ago, and we would typically have 8 to 12 candidates that made it to the final round and went through the process. I'd say the last several years it's been maybe 4 to 5 or so. So, wow. We definitely we would like to get to that point where we have a good 8 to 10 that are finalists focused on filling the Missouri house.
What's so cool when we had Logan Forster on the show, and he was so excited and honored to get this award and this distinction, and he talked about going down to the house, and it's another positive aspect of the game that we like, fellas, because he's like, I didn't know anyone down there, and all of a sudden, we were hanging out, and there were some clubs in a closet, and all of a sudden, the game just kind of brought people together, and it didn't matter.
Right.
And I love that about the game and about the Western Golf Association, Steve. When I was playing and we had a tournament in Chicago, I think the Western was the oldest tournament on the PGA Tour at the time. And initially, I don't know if Danny, if you knew this, but we had to take caddies from the Western Golf Association, from the Evans Scholarship. It was really super cool. Right. And so this has been around a long time and been doing a lot of good for a lot of kids for a long time.
Right. Well, the neat thing about the program is the Western Golf Association, as you know, conducts a lot of very premier, elite events, and the funds, from those events go towards supporting the Evans Scholarship. So when Belle Reve hosts the BMW Championship in 26, there's a good portion of the funds from that tournament that will directly support the Evans Scholarship.
Steve Wendling is our guest on Golf with Jay Delsing from the Western Golf Association. I am curious, the Western Golf Association has been around, as Jay said, for a long time. How about the green jackets? Okay, I got to know about these green jackets and where they all came about. I said to Jay earlier in the week when we were at the event, I said, why don't you wear one of those green jackets? He said, no. There's one green jacket I want to wear.
Right.
So I'm just curious. You guys are sharp, man. You look good.
Yeah. Well, I should know, how that all started, but as long as I've been involved,
I'm just putting you on the spot.
The green jacket. I've been a director for about 12 years now, and really enjoyed it, quite a bit.
And it leads me into this. Why did you get involved?
I was very involved at Westboro Country Club at the time, and on the board, and then just got to know about the Evans Scholarship, and so just had a passion for that. Tried to support the caddy program at Westboro, and then just increasingly became more involved in some different committees.
Steve, you're the poster child for supporting golf, man. Your company, you play it yourself. You're the club, and we just really appreciate it. It really makes a difference, and your heart is huge for that, and we really appreciate it, man. It really does.
Well, thanks. I appreciate that, and Jay and Dan really appreciate the support that you give to the local golf community as well. We really do appreciate it.
You bet. That is Steve Wendling, and he is part of the Western Golf Association. This last week, it was Mizzou Evans Scholars Caddies to College Golf Tournament. Before we let you go, how much money do you guys think you raised on Monday?
Typically on average, we'll raise anywhere from $125,000 to $150,000.
Man, that's awesome. That's
congratulations. Wow, that's awesome.
Congratulations, Steve.
Thanks.
This is Golf with Jay Delsing, and we're presented by Daugherty Business Solutions.
That was the front nine. Up next, we'll make the turn. You're listening to Golf with Jay Delsing, presented by CarShield.
If you're in the market for a new or used vehicle, any make or model, then you need to visit the Dean Team Volkswagen of Kirkwood. They are the official vehicle provider of the Golf with Jay Delsing show. My daughter and I both drive vehicles supplied by Colin and the Dean Team Volkswagen of Kirkwood, and it's because we know we can trust them. They made the car buying experience painless and easy, and their customer service is second to none. Every single step of the car buying experience was taken care of for us. You can reach Colin at 314-966-0303, and he will answer all of your questions and put your mind at ease. The Dean Team Volkswagen of Kirkwood has new or pre-owned vehicles to be purchased or leased, whichever you prefer. Once you visit the Dean Team Volkswagen on Manchester in Kirkwood, you'll be a customer for life because they will treat you like family. The Dean Team Volkswagen of Kirkwood, the official vehicle provider of the Golf with Jay Delsing show.
Hi, I'm Adam Betz, PGA professional and owner at Family Golf and Learning Center. We welcome golfers of all ages and abilities, from the junior golfer to the experienced players. From our indoor TrackMan simulators, large short game area, grass tees, and driving range bays, to our golf instruction, leagues, clinics, and camps, we connect you with every resource to reach your golfing goals. We look forward to helping you improve your golf game at Family Golf and Learning Center, where we make St. Louis better at golf. Visit us at familygolfonline.com. That's familygolfonline.com.
Recently, my nephew called me and said his basement had flooded and all the hardwood, carpet, and flooring had to be replaced. I told him I have the perfect place for you to go. At Jerseyville Flooring and Furniture, this second-generation family-owned business treats everyone just like their family. Jared Capps is continuing his mom and dad's 50-year business tradition where honesty, transparency, and service carry the day. My nephew loved the luxury vinyl product. Jerseyville Flooring and Furniture has the largest selection in the area. Whether you prefer Mohawk and the wide variety of their product lines, I love the Rev Wood product, by the way, or Karastan or Pergo Elements line, Jerseyville Flooring and Furniture will literally have you covered. You have pets? Let Jared tell you about the many sustainable flooring and carpet options that are pet-friendly but also easily maintained to keep your floors looking great every day. And don't forget about their huge selection of Lazy Boy recliners. They are awesome and one of the biggest selections in the Midwest. Call them today at 618-936-0536 and get your free estimate or set up a consultation with one of their experts. You can also go to jerseyvillecarpetandfurniture.net. Proud sponsor of Golf with Jay Delsing.
For the best in Italian cuisine in St. Louis, look no further than Paul Manno's, located in Chesterfield. It's traditional Italian cooking, and their best ingredient, it's their tradition. It's cooking like Paul's grandmother used to make and like his mother still prepares today. There are no corners cut at Paul Manno's. From greeting you at the door to the pasta you'll share with your family, Paul Manno's is committed to bringing you their very best anytime you share a meal at their place. It's Paul Manno's, located in Chesterfield.
Are you tired of watching your golf scores go up every year? Despite new equipment and even a couple lessons, you still fight that slice or your inability to get that ball up and down out of the bunker? Well, get ready to experience better golf with Elevate Golf. At Elevate Golf, we're changing the way golfers practice with our innovative and data-driven approach to learning and, most importantly, improving. We have an array of membership options where you can find the perfect fit for your golf, your lifestyle, and your budget. Whether you start in our full-service gym, the short game area that has real sand bunker, or one of our 7 TrackMan simulator bays, the team at Elevate Golf will do a complete assessment of you and your game, which is crucial because if you don't know where you're starting from, it's nearly impossible to attain a goal or a new level. Call us today at 636-265-0557 or visit us at elevategolf.com. That's ELV, the number 8, golf.com. Contact us today and get ready to play better golf.
Making the Turn. Making the Turn is presented by Family Golf and Learning Center. For the kids and adults who love the game of golf, look no further than Family Golf and Learning Center. Now let's get back to Jay and Dan.
Welcome back to Family Golf and Learning Center. The CarShield studios are on the road. And with Jay Delsing, I'm Dan McLaughlin. Love that visit with Steve Wendling. What a great guy and what a difference he's trying to make here in the game of golf.
Yeah, just incredible, Danny, when you think about how much he's done and he just continues to do. He plays a lot himself. He's always involved in, anything. And I love these. It's usually children or kid focused,
yes,
with the caddies and then the AJGA stuff. And, just a great guy and an asset to the community. And I love the fact that he chose golf to support.
And he's got the UHY Prep Profile Series here on Golf with Jay Delsing.
Absolutely, he does. We had, Danny, when you talk about the Evans thing, scholarship in the program, we had Logan Forrester on the show probably about a month ago or so, and he came up when someone had grabbed you, and we were standing there at Norwood last week, or Monday, and he said, "Hey, I wanted to thank you and Danny for having me on the show." And
it's great.
It was awesome, and it meant a lot to him. And so, it's just a really and what a really well-spoken young man.
Some news and notes. We'll continue with that. By the way, also coming up on the show will be Jerome Harris, the founder and president of Urban Golf of St. Louis. But we mentioned Tiger in our first segment. Did not look good at the U.S. Open, but he's going to get a lifetime exemption from elevated events, from the marquee events. I think that's great for golf. It's got to work. It's got to happen. It will work, and he's going to move the needle no matter what.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, it's a no-brainer. And maybe, just maybe, that will somehow, and I hate to say motivate because it's the wrong word, but just get him on the golf course more, Danny. And
I don't know if his body can handle it, though, Jay, and watching it.
I'm with you. When I watch him swing, D, it looks like a guy that cannot that he's able to stand, he's able to walk, but there's no ability to push with those hips, to use the ground to generate some power. And I think that's one of the reasons you and I both noted his upper body is massive.
Yes.
And so I think he's focused on that even more to try to make up for the lack of, ability to use the lower half and create speed. But it just doesn't work in the golf swing, and it just, I don't know, Danny, what surprised me really was his short game, not his putt. Now putting's different. You need some reps under the gun to make a difference with your putting, but just the pitching of the ball and things like that, he's just looked not Tiger-esque himself at all.
Well, let's talk about the lower half. And so how important that is to the golf swing.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So, Danny, it's just like any sport. So, folks, let's say you're a tennis player and you're just learning golf. The lower half of the body works just like you hitting a ground stroke. So the ball's coming towards you. You step with, let's say you're right-handed. Your left side strides towards the area you're going to hit it, and your hips rotate before you make contact with that tennis ball. Same thing with a baseball. You see the MLB players, they load up that back hip, and whether it's right-handed or left-handed, and they move that lower half of the body, so they're using the ground for stability and pushing off, and then their hands and arms and the racket, or their hands and arms in the bat, or their hands and arms in the golf club come in later, and it comes in with a tremendous amount of force, but it's all because you're using the ground to push and to turn and to generate power, and he's not able to do that at all. So, Danny, if you were trying to, for example, if you put whose footwork, let's say Scotty Scheffler, who's got the crazy footwork, you put him on ice without the ability to grip the ground with, say, spikes, so he was able to slip and move, he's not going to hit the ball anywhere close to the distance he can, because his lower half will be completely unstable. So he's not going to be able to load up his back hip. He's not going to be able to turn and thrust his hips and to lead that through the golf swing. And besides that, he's going to have no control. So it's really kind of funny. People don't really appreciate that enough, I think, but the ground is crucially important to help you generate power.
I don't think I want to see that leg. When you look at the PGA Tour players now are allowed to wear shorts in practice rounds, so you see the guys always in their shorts. Yeah. Tiger's in the long pants. I'm sure he doesn't want to show that thing off.
Danny, one of the things I want to tell the listeners, go to YouTube, because you can see a lot of the tour players do things to help you with various parts of your game. So I was helping a guy with his short game, and I got on YouTube, and Tiger Woods and Scotty Scheffler did a master class in bunker games. It's super cool, folks, if you ever want to see it. But to your point, Danny, it was hot wherever they were, and Tiger and Scotty had shorts on, and Tiger had tights on. So whatever surgeries and whatever, that leg's got to look awful.
How about Brandel Chambly being the lead analyst on NBC? Just initially, what'd you think? He was a little tough on the guys.
Man, he's tough. Well, the one thing when I did my broadcasting, and listen, you've forgotten more about great and broadcasting than Brandel or any I will ever know, but I didn't want to forget how difficult the game is. Exactly. It looks so damn easy, Danny, when you're not swinging.
And it's not.
And then you put a club in your hand and go, this could go anywhere.
Right.
And it probably will. And so that aggravates me a little bit about Brandel. I know he sees his job as this critique, but it just I thought it was a little over the top. I'm on the fence on whether I like the four guys in the booth, so we had Mike Tirico and Brad Faxon were calling all the odd number holes, and Dan Hicks and Brandel were calling all the even number holes. And so it was a little much for me. It was a lot of different voices. It wasn't, I didn't feel like it had a great amount of flow to it. But for the most part, I like Brandel. I do too. I like him. He's rough, though, man. He's rough.
Very, very tough.
Yeah.
And I think that would rub the players the wrong way. But his job is not to worry about their feelings. His job is to critique to an extent, but also to remember how hard the game is. Explain the game. Tell me something I don't know.
100%. And I think he does an okay job at that. Now, when Johnny Miller was up, he pissed more players off, Danny, because he was brutal with his description. He's like, yeah, you're choking. Yeah, Delsing, you're, and I'm like, wait a second, man. I mean, you
did you talk to him much?
Not a great deal, but I did talk to him. I did talk to him a lot. I mean, I got to play with him, for Pete's sake, on the PGA Tour.
So there should have been a respect factor in just that regard too.
I think there was. He was always good to me. I've reached out several times to get him on the show, and he said he would. He was just stepping away from the broadcasting. He wanted a couple years, but. So that job is not easy, Danny, where you can't worry about hurting the players' feelings and things like that. And as a player, you hit bad shots. Sometimes it just happens. Other times, maybe. So for me, Rory missing the short putt on 16 had everything to do with concentration, lapse somewhere of, and nothing to do with his putting stroke.
Yeah,
nothing at all. It wasn't like he made a bad stroke. I think he just had that, like as Jack Nicklaus said, a mental lapse. But I love the stats that you brought up from Lou, and the odds of that happening is almost 600 to 1 for any tour player to miss a 30-incher and a 40-incher in the same round. I mean, it's just incredible.
It is incredible, and Rory missed those putts and 30 to 45 inches. Lou Stagner, the chances they miss both on tour would happen about once every 582 attempts. Now, you mentioned Brad Faxon. He also got a little sideways, it looks like, with Rory because of some of the things that he brought up in a broadcast, but I didn't think it was that big a deal, but Rory did not like it, did he?
He did not, no. Well, they were on Rory's plane in a private jet, and there were some private conversations going on in that jet, and I guess in Brad's, and I text him about this, in his mind, Rory had kind of an epiphany moment, like, oh, man, you mean this is what I do? So I can envision these guys flying across wherever they are, and Rory, and Rory could do this. I couldn't, but Rory could stand up in this plane and swing and putt and do the whole thing. I'm sure he's got a putter there. And so, Brad said something, and one of the, I think it was the BBC or somebody, Danny from Sky Sports or something, brought it up to Rory and said, Faxon mentioned on the broadcast, and Rory's like, oh, it's great to know that Fax is divulging some of our secrets, and and Rory had nothing to do with it. He didn't want to talk about it. He's like, maybe,
right,
just a big fat maybe. So look, I don't blame him. I mean, you could say, I had it as a moment. I'm not telling you.
Well, you always have private conversations with players, and you got to know when it's information for you to use as background or if it's information that you want the general public to hear.
And, Danny, that's got to come with years of experience.
For sure.
And, Brad's new to this, and so I'm sure he wishes he hadn't said that. I mean, he could have just said, hey, we had an amazing, aha moment this week practicing, and let it go.
Right.
And then they want to bring up, hey, Brad said you had some interesting things. And Roy would have said, yeah, we did.
I did, and I'm going to keep it to myself.
Exactly. It's my practice.
Exactly.
Plus, Danny, look, you want to help your friends and things like that, but you're not sharing that sort of stuff.
No. Do you think it's good that Rory takes the time off and he does not play at the Travelers, which ends today?
There's two lines of thinking that way. Get away, get with your family, get away from the game, or jump right back in.
Sure.
Like when you from baseball that when someone, if your closer gives it off, your team's worked the entire 8 innings to give you the lead, and you cough up a 3-run home run or something, that guy wants to be out there the very next day. And so it just depends. I think this really blew his gaskets, and I think the last thing he wanted to do was hold a golf club. I really do. I mean, he's been really great about going to the media, Danny. He's been really upfront. Hell, he's been the face of golf for well over a year with all this craziness with the PIF, the Saudis, Liv, Norman, Rahm, all of it. And he had it. I mean, he hasn't won a major, Danny, in 10 years, and it was right there. And the thing about majors is there's only 4 times a year.
Right.
So it's not like you're going to go, well, I've got 5 more chances. You just don't know when what that's going to look like and when you are going to get that chance. And for him to give it up the way he did, it's excruciating.
So Rory is 35, still in his prime. However, these are the guys that did not win past the age of 35.
Oh, my gosh. I love when you bring these stats.
Arnold Palmer never won a major after the age of 34. Seve stopped at 31. Tom Watson, 34. Gene Sarazen was 31. Byron Nelson, 33. Ernie Els, 32. So it's not easy, and it's not a foregone conclusion to say that this guy is going to win. The numbers just don't bear that out.
The other thing you're talking about, Danny, is multiple majors. There's not that many golfers with multiple major titles. First of all, it's harder than hell to win on the PGA Tour. I know. I never could do that. Second of all, it's even harder to win a major. There's only 4 of those rascals every year.
Right.
It's really tough. So, man, that's an amazing stat. So there's a lot of... Oh, boy. It would not surprise me that Rory might even know that.
Oh, I bet he does.
I mean,
I know it, he knows it.
Right. I mean, he's a historian. He's in the weeds on this stuff. I mean, to have it to be able to come that close is, ooh, boy.
And Rory has been there before. I think people forget the 2011 Masters. He had a 4-shot lead going into Sunday, led by 1 at the turn, and wound up tied for 15th because of a disastrous back 9. So he's kind of been there and done this before. Not easy.
Those scars we know, Danny, every time Augusta comes around every April, we look at him and go, I mean, has any of those healed? And now you bring in that stat about, who has not won a major after that mid-30 age range just makes it really, really difficult.
This was interesting. We were talking the other day about since the turn of the century, some of the collapses that we've had in golf. So we're not talking about John Van de Velde. That was in 99, the British Open.
He snuck under the wire.
Snuck under. Greg Norman sneaks under the wire with what happened with him. But there's some guys, and the one that stuck out to me, the one that was toughest for me to watch, I don't know if you're in agreement with this, but the 2009 British Open at the age of 59, Tom Watson. That's the one that bothers me, the bogey on 18. He had it there to win.
And he didn't hit a bad shot, Danny. He just hit the wrong club. It just trickled over the back edge. I mean, if we're talking about major championships and remarkable things in golf, someone winning the Open Championship at 59?
59.
Which you just read. So, Danny, he hasn't won since he was 34.
Right.
I mean, come on. That's crazy. That's a 25-year, span between major championships. That would have been incredible. I will say one that I didn't like watching, but I could see coming was Jordan Spieth. I think was that in 2016?
2016, 5-shot lead on the 10th. Back-to-back bogeys and then a quadruple bogey for Jordan Spieth.
And off she goes. Yeah, that was very, very interesting. And after he has already won that championship once. And so, he's got some scar tissue from that tournament as well.
Absolutely he does. How about 2006, Phil Mickelson, the U.S. Open, needed a par to secure his 3rd consecutive major, and he double bogeys at Winged Foot.
The fact that the way he double bogeyed that, Danny, was just asinine. He goes,
how stupid am I?
If I was caddying for him, I would have broke every club over like a 4-iron because there's no way. Danny, I played in that tournament. I hit a 3-iron off that tee and a 7-iron into that green. He's way longer. He could hit a 4-iron and an 8-iron into that green.
People forget about the 2010 U.S. Open. Dustin Johnson had a 3-shot lead, triple bogeys at the second hole, double bogey the next. Isn't heard from after that.
Yep, that was it. That was at Pebble Beach. I do remember that. So, yeah, man, it's golf's hard, man.
Well, the one that I think is kind of overlooked, but the 2011 PGA Championship, Jason Duffner, through 15 holes, had a 3-shot lead and gave it up. That one was hard to figure out, too. So I'm bringing up a lot of negativity on this show, Jay. We're not negative guys.
No, of course not. We're talking about, we just witnessed gut-wrenching. I mean, first of all, the way it ended was so dramatic and fun to watch. But, Danny, great golf. I mean, we watched some really good golf. Look, and I have criticized the USGA whenever they deserve to be criticized. My hat's off to them. And what they did this weekend, it was spectacular. They kept they kept that golf course right on the edge, Danny. And when they do that, you look at Sam Burns. She had 67 the last day. There were good rounds, and 8 or 9 people finished under par, and that's the sign that they had that thing just about right where they wanted it.
What do you think happens the next time Rory's standing over a 3-footer? He's going to have a bunch coming up, but seriously, I mean, is it in the back of your mind? Is it, even as a professional golfer, even as a guy that has been as remarkable as he's been in his career, do you sit there and still, is it still in the back of your mind at all?
Well, of course it is, but you're going to go to look at your mental processes, and I'm going to say this, and I don't know what's in his head, and I've only met the man twice, but I'm going to tell you that something was not right mentally on 16, because you just don't make all those putts and miss that.
Yeah.
You just don't. I mean,
it's maybe just simple as the pressure got to him.
It's possible, but with him being there before, I just don't see that miss. So I'd go back over and I'd be as brutally, you got to be so brutally honest with yourself, Danny, and try to figure, nope, I was distracted. I was thinking about the tee shot on 17, or I was thinking about, maybe winning the tournament. All those things, if any of those things were in his mind, that goes down as a mental mistake. Okay, so that's what I do. Now, 18, man, that 18 is that putt at 18. We've all had those. We've all missed them. It's one of those. It's such a short putt. But do you hit it? You got to put it outside that left edge. And if you hit it a tiny bit too hard, it's going to run off and go 4, 5, 6 feet by. You just got to match up that speed and line perfectly, and it just didn't happen.
That's Jay. I'm Dan. Coming up, we visit with Jerome Harris, and Jerome has done some remarkable things here in St. Louis, and he is the founder and president of Urban Golf of St. Louis. Later in the show, we visit with Adam Betz, and make sure you get those emails in. The mailbag is also coming up. This is Golf with Jay Delsing, coming to you from Family Golf and Learning Center.
Making the Turn was brought to you by Pro-Am Golf. See what Pro-Am Golf can do for you. Up next, we head to the back nine. You're listening to Golf with Jay Delsing.
I am proud to welcome the Gateway section of the PGA back to my show. Whether you're pulling into your favorite driving range, public golf course, or country club, there is an excellent chance that the staff there is part of the over 300 men and women PGA professionals at over 100 facilities that make up our Gateway section. I grew up watching so many of these fine men and women getting to the golf course at dawn, leaving at dusk, spending their entire day running events, giving lessons, and growing this great game. PGA Reach, Drive, Chip, and Putt, PGA Hope, and the fantastic PGA Junior League are a few of the examples of the programs run by these same PGA professionals. Go to gatewaypga.org to learn more, or to find your next PGA professional for your next lesson, go to pga.com. The Gateway PGA, growing the game we love.
Hello, friends. This is Jim Nance, and you are listening to Golf with my friend Jay Delsing.
Do you remember the golden rule? I'm sure you do, but just in case, it goes like this. Treat people the way that you'd like to be treated. At People's National Bank, that one statement is the cornerstone of what this bank is all about. Locally owned, with 23 locations in Southern Illinois and the metropolitan St. Louis area, People's National Bank parlays a robust menu of commercial or personal banking services you could possibly need with a friendly yet hardworking Midwestern attitude. Maybe you just want to do business with a bank whose entire team lives in the same neighborhoods as we do. If you're like me and doing business with someone you trust is important to you, then People's National Bank is the bank for you. Jason Rantham, local president, is here for you to call, and he'll answer any questions you may have. His personal cell is 314-974-2243. You can also find us online at peoplesnationalbank.com. People's National Bank is here for all of your banking needs.
This is Adam Betz from Family Golf and Learning Center, located in Kirkwood. Our motto is play your best golf. We have the best instruction for every skill level. 2 female instructors along with our 8 PGA instructors. We're there for the kids and the adults who are starting to play and trying to refine their game. Family Golf and Learning Center features a double-decker driving range, grass tees, and a short game area, along with indoor simulators and a performance center. That's not all. Don't forget about our Back Nine Bar and Grill. Find out how we can help you and your family. Head to familygolfonline.com. That's familygolfonline.com. It's Family Golf and Learning Center, where we make St. Louis better at golf.
So you've been hearing me talk about one of our community's greatest contributors and most philanthropically inclined companies. Yes, of course, I'm talking about Marcone. They're the largest distributor of General Electric appliance parts in North America. Did you know that Marcone is also the largest and most trusted supplier of commercial and residential appliance parts, HVAC, plumbing, commercial kitchens, and pools and spas? All of that's in North America as well. That's right, Marcone does all that. Marcone is committed to supporting our first responders, all the branches of service in our military, our police and firefighters, and many more. From the viewing deck at the Ascension Charity Classic, founded in honor of our military heroes, to their commitment to Reese Across America program, Marcone is here for you and your family as well as your community. That's Marcone, the official sponsor of the Golf with Jay Delsing show.
This is the Back Nine. The Back Nine is brought to you by Car Shield. Now let's get back to Jay and Dan.
Golf with Jay Delsing on this Sunday morning rolls on with Jay Delsing. I'm Dan McLaughlin. As always, we're presented by Daugherty Business Solutions, and we're coming to you on the road in the Car Shield Studios. The founder and president of Urban Golf of Greater St. Louis is Jerome Harris, and he's been kind enough to stop on by. Jerome, great to see you. Thanks for doing this.
Great to see you too, Dan. Thank you for having me.
How did this all start? You're the founder, so how did this thing all start for you?
Well, people think that I played golf as a kid, and I didn't. I say golf chose me. I didn't choose golf. And so an opportunity came to work with the PGA Reach Foundation, and connect that with my work in the community. And so, we have a golf organization that we support students, not just in golf, but also in life. And so, that's our focus, and that's where we started.
How long, Jerome, have you been doing it? And I think that's crucial, because there's so much about the game that we love so much that is such an easy and cool crossover into life.
Absolutely. So, started with the PGA back in 2000. For me, 2015. They started the program or the initiative back in 2012, and when I came on, we were able to do some pretty cool things. And so after the 100 PGA Championship in 2018, I went to further my career and do something else, and it wasn't really a good fit for me, and tried to go back and continue the work that I did. And for whatever reason, call it the universe, call it God, I was being directed in a different way. And when I founded the organization, PGA Reach Foundation was our first partners in 2019, right before the global pandemic. So
great timing on that deal, right?
Perfect timing.
Oh my gosh.
So describe it. I say Urban Golf of Greater St. Louis. If you were going to describe that to somebody, what is it?
Urban Golf of Greater St. Louis is an organization that exists to prepare students to be successful beyond high school while introducing them to the vast golf community. And so with the vast golf community, you have different people from different backgrounds, different professions, both white collar, blue collar, different ethnicities and things of that nature. So we understand that there is a global community that we want to introduce our students to, but in addition to that, we want them to be prepared for what life is like after high school, whether that's college, whether that's them playing golf, whether that's them receiving an Evans Scholar Award or whatever that looks like. That's why we exist.
It's super cool, Jerome. When I think about it, I started caddying when I was 13, and it really thrust me into situations I was no way in hell prepared for, with people that I really had no business being around. And I thank God for it every day, right?
Yes.
Because all of a sudden it opened my eyes to different opportunities. And I know that's kind of your jam at Urban Golf, because we just want to give everybody this opportunity. The three of us are sitting here and we love the game and we know the power of it. We refer to it a lot of times on the show as a societal powerhouse, because it raises money, it changes lives, it just does. We had Barbara Nicholas on the show not long ago, Jerome, and since 2004, she and Jack alone have raised over $250 million for children's hospitals.
That's major. That's major. That's major. I mean, that just speaks to the global community of golf, and we're grateful to be a part of that community and give our students an opportunity at something different. We're not a one size fits all organization, but to have exposure, to be able to build relationships, those are the intangible things that come along with the game. And so we're excited to have that opportunity.
Who are the kids? Describe them. Who are the kids, ages, who they are that you're helping?
Indeed. So we serve students across the metropolitan area of St. Louis, from elementary to middle to high school. We are in 11 elementary schools exposing students to the game of golf. We're in one middle school where we renovated a classroom where we go deeper in character development, deeper in competition development, teaching our students how to connect. That's where that networking thing comes into play. And we're focused on their competency. You want to make sure that our students are literate, that they're successful inside the classroom and on the course.
How has golf changed your lives? In what's the feedback you get from them and their parents? And I know they're little kids, but they graduate and they move and they get older, and then they look back and go, man, golf has had a pretty major part of my life. So what's the reaction that you get from maybe some of them, the little guys, the big guys, the parents? Tell me about it.
Well, from the little guys, they're excited when they can hit a shot and it goes exactly where they want it to go, and you see the sparks in their eyes.
Yeah,
what's that like, man?
You know what they say, when you hit that one good shot that gets you hooked.
Got you.
And so we're experiencing that on the lowest level possible with the elementary school students. You see their faces light up when you bring out the inflatables, and they have an idea of what golf looks like. But when you bring the fun to it, and you're introducing students to the game, and they're having fun, that's everything. From the high school students, now I have students who are alumni students, right? And they come back and they tell me how during their high school experience. This is
where I'm going with this. Yeah, I'm curious.
How the life skills have changed their lives. Like, we had etiquette courses where we not only taught students how to eat with the right forks and knives and things of that nature, but how to actually hold a conversation, how to look someone in the eye when you're talking to them. The students today, and we have students who are college graduates and in their professions, and they come back and they give me feedback on how to control their emotions and how to be patient. All those things have made a great impact on them.
All through golf.
All through golf.
That is amazing.
Jerome, when you kill me here, because the listeners can't see this, but you light up when we start talking about this. Your smile, I can see it in your eyes. It's one of those things that when I think about what this game is so different than it's such a social game.
Indeed.
And we've had Dan Deerdorf on this show. We've had Torrey Holt. We've had some great football players, and a lot of the kids that are going to your camps and things like that can relate more to the football, basketball stuff. But nobody's getting old and playing, trying to pick up basketball game to raise money. We're all coming out to play golf, and it's such an interesting opportunity that when you get these kids, they probably really don't know what's hit them.
No.
And then all of a sudden it's like, wow, am I glad I met Jerome and I did this?
Yeah. My pastor, the church I used to attend, his name is Ron Stevens. He was the first one to share a quote to me by a guy named Bill Hybels. He says that vision is a picture of the future that produces passion. And we're giving students another picture that they're used to seeing. To be out there on a golf course, we're talking about being actually out in nature, right? In the city, you really don't get a chance to to see all the trees and the landscaping and things of that nature that is really nice. And so it is both therapeutic as well as something that is challenging.
Jerome, one of the things that pisses me off quicker, and Danny knows this, when someone says this game is a rich kid sport, it gets the hair on the back of my, it just makes me crazy, because if that was the case, I'd have never got to play.
Yeah.
You know, and I started off as a caddy, and I want people to hear it from you, where you can get used golf clubs. You can go to municipal golf courses. This is the way you're supposed to start playing in this game anyway, don't you think?
Absolutely. You know, I tell people who's trying to learn how to play golf, go buy a used set of clubs. You're not the best of the best. Learn how to actually hit the ball, connect with the ball, learn how to direct the ball, and then you can level up to another set of clubs. But you can get a nice set of used clubs for under $100. And so one of the things we're trying to dismantle is all of those barriers that you're talking about, the ideology of the game of golf and the association. Golf is for everybody, and we want to make sure that we give all of the people that we come in contact with or in relationship with, we want to make sure that they have access to the game, and not just access, Jay, but also opportunities within the sport as well.
How about the reaction of the parents? What do they say to you, especially those that graduate the program, so to speak, become alumni? And what do the parents say to you?
The parents become family. This is something that is not just a hobby for me. It's not a hobby. It's passion work. And so when we're building relationships with our students, we're building relationships with our parents as well. And they stay in contact with me. They keep me up to date on their children's progress. I've been invited to house parties and graduations, you name it. And so our parents are they're grateful to have the extra support. We increase their capacity to support their students, because some of our families are working, 2 jobs sometimes, and or overextended. And so we don't just stop at golf. We go to PTOs. We go into the classroom. We lobby on the behalf of our students. And so it's like an extended family.
We are. I saw you at the Evans, the Caddies to College event at Norwood earlier in the week, and we got to get some of your folks jamming on these. We've got we hit a little lull here in Missouri, and some of our Missouri beds are getting filled by some folks from out of state. And not that we don't like those folks, but we got to use it. We got to use it to enhance our own community, and that's got to be something that could really surprise some families when you're talking about mom and dad both working, or maybe mom's just working or dad's just working. And, you start thinking about college, and it's just not a reality for some people.
Yeah. I mean, with organizations like Western Golf Association, it gives us another option. It gives our students another option, and also goals to shoot for. We're not trying to the students that come up from our organization, we're not giving away opportunities, but we're developing them to actually compete for opportunities, because golf is a global game, and we don't want our students to be just the best in St. Louis. We want them to be the best in the world. And so Western Golf Association, the Evans Scholar Program, it gives our students another thing to shoot for. And so we have a couple of young people who are on the track. A student named Jaden Cosby. He's a caddy over at Norwood Hills Country Club. And so we're just thrilled to be in this community and extend these opportunities to our students and families.
I would imagine the summer months you're busy.
Yes.
Kids are busy too. That's a good problem to have.
Absolutely.
So what do you guys have going on right now?
So we're in our golf camp. And so our golf camp is held at Eagle Springs Golf Course. We're serving about 250 to 300 students there, and Monday through Thursday from 10 o'clock to 12 o'clock, we're giving students rounds at golf. Not only just rounds at golf, we have skills and drills training. We have kickball golf that the students love because it's another element to the game of golf. We have frisbee golf, and so we try to bring all of those elements to the game of golf while making it fun, but also educational, so that we can produce some great players in this area.
That's great.
Jerome, is there anything else like this? You got any friends doing this in any other cities? I am not familiar with it. What does that look like?
Not that I'm aware of, but there are some people doing some amazing work. Similar to what we're doing, like Midnight Golf in Detroit. They've been around for a long time. Sending students to college, giving them some opportunities. There's a group called Fairway Success in North Texas, where the students there receive scholarship opportunities as well. I think they're partnered with Deloitte, and so those students get scholarship opportunities as well. And so we want to we want to grow this game, grow this organization beyond St. Louis. We want to impact the world. That's our focus.
What's the best way for families that are listening, mom, dad, whatever? How can they get involved? What can they do to either donate clubs, donate money, get their kids involved?
Time,
yeah,
volunteer, right? And you're not turning anybody away. I got a feeling, any way, any shape.
We're not. We're increasing our capacity to serve students. Right? We're serving 250, 300 students just in the summer. Right, that's not year round. That's in the summer. We're in so many schools, and so we definitely need volunteers for our camps, and we have leadership programs for our students. We definitely need resources like funds. They can go on our website www.ugolfstl.org. You can go on our website. You can see everything that we have going on there. There's a donate button there. It's a volunteer option there. We just sold out our first, this is our third annual golf tournament that was held 2 weeks ago. And we sold out, and wow. It was a great time. And so I'm just happy with just the path that God has us on.
That's wonderful. Indeed. And again, give that website one more time.
www.ugolf, the letter U, not the word.
Yeah.
ugolfstl.org.
Thanks, Jerome.
Thank you, Dan.
Appreciate it. That's Jerome Harris, and he is heading up, and he is the founder, president of Urban Golf of Greater St. Louis, doing great things here in town. This is Golf with Jay Delsing, and we're presented by Doherty Business Solutions.
That was the Back Nine, presented by Elevate Golf. Get your golf game in shape with Elevate Golf.
Professional golfer, as you watch on TV every Sunday afternoon, never ventures onto the course without his trusted caddy. This was true for me for my entire career. I want you to think of Powers Insurance as your insurance caddy that you never had. Just as my golf caddy helped me to assess risk on the golf course, Powers Insurance can do the same for you in your busy and complicated life. Tim Davis, COO at Powers Insurance, did exactly that for me and saved me over 50% on one of my coverages. A good insurance risk advisor can help you know when to take a chance or when it may be smarter to take a little more club. Give the folks at Powers Insurance a call and get a caddy for all of your insurance needs. Call them at 314-725-1414. That's 314-725-1414. That's Powers Insurance.
This is Paul Lazinger, and you're listening to Golf with Jay Delsing.
Hey, Jay Delsing here, and I know I speak for all of we golfers. We're always looking to try to improve our game. For me, that means I go to one place, and that one place is Pro-Am Golf in Brentwood. Tom DeGrand opened his family business in 1975 with a goal of providing St. Louis with the finest in golf equipment, instruction, and technology. Whether you need a new rangefinder, your first set of clubs, or anything else you can think of, Pro-Am Golf has just what you're looking for. If you're a scratch handicap or you carry a 20 handicap, come visit Pro-Am Golf and inquire about a lesson from Tom DeGrand. He's been fixing golf swings and making St. Louis better at golf for over 40 years. Go get your gear, lessons, or anything golf related where I go, and that's Pro-Am Golf in Brentwood. You can also visit them online at Pro-Am Golf USA. That's ProAmGolfUSA.com. It's Pro-Am Golf, proud sponsor of the Golf with Jay Delsing show.
Family Golf and Learning Center. No matter your age or skill level, Family Golf and Learning Center, located in Kirkwood, has something for you. They've got it all: PGA and LPGA instruction, double-decker driving range, par 3 golf course, TrackMan simulators, a large short game green design to help you with all your shots around the green, bunkers, rough, and Zoysia fairway pitching. And now open the Tahoma Bermuda Grass Tees, the best turf to hit from in St. Louis. It's all at Family Golf and Learning Center. To schedule a lesson or to find out more, visit FamilyGolfOnline.com. That's FamilyGolfOnline.com. Family Golf and Learning Center. We make St. Louis better at golf.
Hey, this is Jay Delsing for SSM Health Physical Therapy. Our golf program has the same screening techniques and technology as the pros on the PGA Tour use. SSM Health Physical Therapy has the Titleist Performance Institute trained physical therapists that can perform the TPI screening on you, as well as use the K-Vest 3D motion capture system. Proper posture, alignment, etc. can help you keep your game right down the middle. We have 80 locations in the St. Louis area. Call 800-518-1626 or visit them on the web at ssmphysicaltherapy.com. Your therapy, our passion.
You're listening to Golf with Jay Delsing. Have a question for Jay? Log on to jdelsinggolf.com. Now let's head back to Jay and Dan.
Golf with Jay Delsing rolls on. The CarShield Studios on the road this Sunday morning from Family Golf and Learning Center with Jay Delsing. I'm Dan McLaughlin, as always, brought to you by Daugherty Business Solutions, and we welcome in to the conversation Adam Betz, the owner and proprietor here at Family Golf and Learning Center. First of all, thanks for coming on. Thanks for having us out here. And you guys are busy, man. We pulled in. It's early, and we pulled in to do the show, and this place is absolutely packed.
Yeah, we're rocking and rolling. We've got a lot going on. We've got a lot of programming going on, a lot of junior golf. The golf course is packed. The programs are full. We're teaching lessons nonstop and watching people practice and trying to reach their goals with their game.
We got to have an update on your little one. We got a healthy baby girl, future
healthy baby
LPGA
girl
in
is
your
7
house.
weeks old this week, and she's doing great. She's healthy. She's eating well. She's sleeping well, sleeping longer now as she starts to eat a little bit more as she's getting older. And yeah, I mean, she's starting to give us some expression now. She's starting to smile more and make some cute little noises. So Daddy's time with her in the morning is pretty special.
I was pulling in this morning, and I was just marveling seriously at the crowd. I saw people on the par 3, saw the double-decker driving range. That's packed. The short game area is packed. We're coming to you from the scoring lab. We've got people in the back hitting. Yep. And it made me think, like, did you, when you envision it, you hope. You hope it's going to turn out great.
Yep.
But did you envision this?
No, not really. I knew St. Louis needed something like I was trying to create, but to get to the level of volumes that we're getting to is a testament to, I guess I was right. But it's blowing our mind. It's a lot more than we ever expected, and we're excited about that. Playing professionally in Florida before and coming back home and hitting the driving ranges, the local driving ranges, and having to hit off of a poor mat, hitting a ball that moved in several different directions because it was hit a million times, to no good targets, no good options in the winter or when it gets really hot. We were just trying to kind of fill that void. We wanted to have the indoor stuff available for when it gets super humid. You got the TrackMan simulators. You got the indoor scoring lab. You can practice your putting and do your drills inside the lab. And so, we connect all the resources for the golfers to reach their goals, but they can do it any time. And weather's not a deterrent like it's been in St. Louis for so long. You
got the full-service gym up there. Adam, the thing that is stunning to me is all shapes, all sizes, all colors. We've got a wide variety of everything out here, and that just my heart swells. I'm like, man, you get to see young African-American boys and girls having putting contests as you're walking by. And then you look at a mom, she's up with her, little daughter. She's swinging up on the top deck trying to, figure out how to hit the ball.
Yeah,
it's just awesome.
Yeah, we cater to any and all golfers. It doesn't matter your age. It doesn't matter if you've never held a club before or you've played college golf. We have something here for you. And that's the great thing about the game of golf. As we know, it can be enjoyed on any level. You don't have to be great at it to enjoy the game of golf. Your goal could be to get the ball airborne, and it's fun to figure out how to do that. And we love being the place that people come to learn to do that. You have conversations in the golf shop about, hey, you know what, your grip looks a little off. Let's work on this. Or, what are you working on today? So we try to provide an environment of, encouragement, positivity, and just the pure enjoyment of the game.
I would imagine with summer here, this has got to be your busy time, though.
Yeah, without a doubt. It gets really busy. We've got our programs in full swing. Our junior camps are going each week. We've got a few more this summer. We've got our junior clinics that go throughout the week. We've got our accelerated camps for juniors, the competitive players. We've even got our adult clinics. We've got some corporate clinics going on. So if you've got a company, you want to entertain your office and have golf be a part of that of that outing, it's a great way to bring your team together. We do that often throughout the year as well. So, that's the cool thing about Family Golf is it's such a unique place, and we have so many unique engagements here. It doesn't just need to be, hey, I come here to hit balls. Or, hey, I come in to use the TrackMan Sim. It can be your junior. It can be your college player. It can be a beginner that is an adult, and your corporate clinics too. I mean, we do so much out here to bring the game of golf to more people.
We got is it the Back Nine Bar?
Yeah, the Back Nine Bar.
Don't forget about. You can get a beverage. You can get a sandwich.
Yep.
You can get some cookies, you guys.
So practice,
some of
play
those
the golf course, and come in for a cold one.
Little breakfast cookie looked pretty good to me over there, Danny.
Why didn't you get us one?
Who said I didn't get one?
Well,
they
that's
might
what I
be
like
sold
to hear.
Out. I mean, it is a little later. Those go quick.
They go early. Adam, I also want to give you a shout out. Who's buying the merch? So I'm a hat lover, and I saw this Puma hat. Oh, who's your buyer?
Yeah, so Blake, Liam, and I kind of tag team all the buying in the golf shop, and headwear is a huge focus. We love our logo. We think it stands for, you reaching your goals with your game and playing golf at your highest level. And so we love our logo. We put it on the hats, and I would say that's our number one seller in the shop. We like to have a lot of variety. We like to put in the city of St. Louis, so we got a lot of St. Louis kind of flat. We got the flag on there. We've got the STL on some hats, and we've got a lot of different styles to fit anybody's kind of dress.
Tell us about the College Hill Foundation, what you're doing there.
Yeah, Fred Kimbrough is the leader and the director of the College Hill Foundation. And so College Hill is a neighborhood in town that sometimes is ridden with, the unfortunate, crime. And it's just tough to bring up the kids through that environment. And so what Fred's done is, and through his Lutheran church in town there in the College Hill neighborhood, he has taken in some of these kids from that neighborhood and exposed them to different activities in around town. Golf is one of those things. And so he does a clinic 4 days a week for the entire summer. And I think he has 12 kids in this program this year. They come out, they play golf in the morning or practice, then they have lunch, and then they go out on the golf course. And so the kids just have a full day of golf. It's a new game. They're excited about it. They've never done it before. I go out and talk to them and encourage them. And, we're always excited to see them and have them here. It's really awesome what Fred's doing. We got a golf tournament coming up in a couple days here on Tuesday for the College Hill Foundation. We do that once a year, try to raise money for his foundation. All he does to, uplift the youth in his community that, has it a little tougher growing up in those areas. So.
You're involved in a lot. Danny and I were talking earlier. We were at the Evans Scholar thing. You were gracious enough to donate a membership that was pretty popular over there in the auction. And then, the thing, Adam, that still is staggering to me is the game of golf and how it provides, how it supports. We were talking about Jack and Barbara Nicholas and the hundreds of millions of dollars that two of them have raised in the Play Yellow campaign and things like that. But here at Family Golf and Learning Center, always, your logo is always present in a lot of these things around town.
Yeah, golf enriches lives. I mean, there's no doubt about it. You know, it gave me every opportunity in my life, and those opportunities were great. Every relationship in my life is somehow connected to the game of golf. So golf's been good to me, and that's why I like to bring it to as many people as we can through Family Golf and Learning Center. You know, just like you're talking about the Evans Scholarship. I mean, get your kids involved with caddying at the local clubs. There's so many great opportunities, including that Evans Scholarship, a full ride to some of the greatest universities in the country.
We were just talking about that earlier. Like, how do you not take advantage of that?
Yeah, you have to. It's really an incredible foundation. I'm a director of the WGA. I'm a huge advocate of the caddy program and the Evans Scholarship. I fell in love when I was the golf professional at Meadowbrook. So I was the caddy master while I was there, and in my 7 years as caddy master, we sent 8 kids to Mizzou to get full rides. And it's just incredible to see what that scholarship does for these families. It changes their lives.
Several $100,000 of
unbelievable opportunity
on the table out there. And plus, what a great feeling it's got to be to know that you got involved here and it paid for your college. I mean,
absolutely.
Man,
and then you can guarantee golf's going to be a part of their lives for their entire life. So if your kid likes golf, your kid enjoys golf, get them into a caddy program. They're exposed to the game. They're watching players that are probably better than them and a lot more experience to where they're going to pick up on things. They're going to learn. You know, Jay, you grew up caddying. You know,
boys
how much
or
you
girls
learn.
too, Danny. We can't forget the girls.
Absolutely.
They can. My daughters could lug that thing around for sure.
Well, you're exposed to the business world too.
Absolutely.
The connections that you make, especially in a town like this.
Well, and you learn how to talk to the older gentleman or the older lady that you're caddying for, and you're not so intimidated by those conversations later in life. It's all in all one of the greatest scholarships that our country has to offer.
Adam Betz is our guest from Family Golf and Learning Center. Before you know it, it'll be girls' high school season. So you guys are getting a jump on that, aren't you?
Yeah, it comes quick. So the girls start at the end of August, right before school starts, and their season goes through the fall. So we have set up a high school girls prep clinic, or camp is what we do. So come August, check on our website for the dates. I believe it's the beginning of August. We get the girls out. They start swinging a little earlier than maybe they would because most of them kind of start a week prior. Hey, I got to get ready. I got a few days to go before tryouts. So prepare yourself. Prepare your kiddo. Come out to our high school prep classes in August.
And Adam, let's talk a little bit about the junior league thing. You guys have taken this thing from infancy a few years back and just blown this thing out.
Yeah, the Junior League golf, PGA Junior League is one of the greatest leagues created. And it's one of the greatest things that the PGA offers us as members, as programming. And we've been lucky enough to grow our program to one of the top in size, one of the top 10 programs in the country. And so in our first few years, it was a slow start, and now we're fully rocking. We have over 200 kids in our programs. We've got, I think this year we have 9 teams. These 9 teams compete against one another. And as you've talked about on the show before, it's team golf. It's a totally different kind of scenario. You've got numbers on your jerseys. You're playing with a team. It's 2-person scrambles. So if you're not the real experienced, the great player, you're going to learn and you're going to see strategies from the A player that you're playing with. So it's really cute to see the kids kind of strategize together. They're picking each other's clubs. They're talking about the line, what club to choose for that chip. You just let them go out there and play, and they figure it out. Yeah,
it's social.
Really
so
cool.
if someone, maybe your son or daughter's a little intimidated by it, this is fun, man. You're out there with some like-minded. Like, I don't know how far my 7-iron goes either. Why don't you try hitting it? That sort of thing.
Yeah, and as much as the clinics and the camps are really great because you're going to learn those fundamentals that every good golfer needs to know what the fundamentals are. I always say, and when I'm teaching, that it doesn't matter if you're Tiger Woods, Jay Delsing, or somebody that hasn't picked up a club, your improvement and your best golf is going to be based around those fundamentals. You got to have them. But then there's also that element of getting the kids onto the golf course, and that has to happen. And I think Junior League, the PGA Junior League, has helped get the kids out there and in an environment that's not as intimidating, right? They're out there with a teammate. They're all the pressure isn't on them, and it's really important that they are out on the golf course. They learn to get the ball in the hole. They learn the strategies of course management and club selection, and so the Junior League does that.
Adam, one of the things that I think is really cool, I want to get your opinion on this. Danny and I talk about this all the time. In a time where the men's game is a mess, It's a complete mess.
Sure is.
The rest of our game is thriving. Our numbers are up. I mean, look at what's going on at Family Golf and Learning Center. But the PGA of America has really been a leader in a lot of different ways. This junior league, creation of the junior league, has been a home run throughout the entire country in terms of growing the game. And then you look at the numbers for I'm proud to be a member of the PGA of America. You look at our numbers are up, all across the board. We need somebody to step up. And we were talking, Danny and I were talking off of the show about Seth Waugh and his team. Now, Nathan Carnes is part of that executive team, and it's pretty important to me, I think.
Yeah, the PGA of America just offers different programs and in ways for people to get exposed to the game of golf. They serve the members. There's more members in the PGA than there ever has been now, and that shows that the interest of the game has grown. I really think that in 1920 through the COVID era, when golf was becoming more popular, more people were getting into the game. More people were starting to think, you know what, I'd like to look into a career in this. And then there's the PGA ready for you. They have the educational side to it. You learn how to become a golf professional. You learn how to run a facility. You learn how to teach the game. You get all the tools necessary to become a great golf pro. And the PGA just offers a great amount of programming too, like the PGA Junior League, which helps bring more people to the game.
So at Caddies for College, as Jay mentioned, you donated a membership. It went for thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
What does a membership get you? If you sign up here at Family Golf and Learning Center, and thanks for doing that, but what does it get you?
Yeah, we love our members. We have a good amount of people that engage in the memberships. We have 3 different types of memberships available here at Family Golf and Learning Center. You can do the individual membership, you can do the family membership, or you can do the junior membership. And then there's 3 different time intervals. You can do a 3-month membership, a 6-month, and a yearly membership. And what you're going to get, no matter which one you sign up for, you're going to get unlimited range balls. You can come and hit as many balls as you'd like. You can hit 5,000 balls every single day. So unlimited range balls. You get access to the golf course, so you get to play the golf course for free. Obviously, it needs to be available, and there needs to be time for you to go out. But those are the main 2 things that you get as a member. You're going to get 10% off of merchandise inside the shop, and you're also going to have access to the West Tee, which is our grass tee. It's our largest grass tee in the best shape that it can be, because there's more time for it to recover because of the size that we have. So you get access to all that.
Awesome stuff.
And
awesome.
Lastly, and before we let you go, and thanks so much for your time, there's nothing like this. There's nothing like this around. What you have to offer when it comes to, you can work on your short game. You can come inside if it's raining. You got a putting green out there. You got different sorts of tees. You got different sorts of grasses. You got the outside short game area. There's nothing. Danny and I were talking about this when we were helping push this at the auction. There's nothing like this in a 500 to 1,000 mile radius in the Midwest. There's just nothing like this. It's got to be fulfilling for you to see your vision, come to fruition, and see so many people enjoying it.
Yeah, 100%. It's been great to see all of the different pieces and things that we've put together, become successful, whether it's the new short game area and the grass tees that we created a couple years ago. Obviously, the clubhouse that was built in 2020 and all the indoor activation you can use. The TrackMan simulators are very popular. They're a great tool to improve your game, to get a baseline for your ball striking, and it's a lot of fun, too. There's games, and you can play the golf courses. It's great. And we
Sim leagues
are
those
great.
Aren't any fun.
We have a lot of fun
Nobody
with those.
drinks any beer and plays those sim leagues.
We have a great time with those. So it is a dream come true what we're doing here at Family Golf. We're bringing golf to as many people as we can in the community that maybe wouldn't have had golf had we not done what we're doing. So, a lot of joy comes from me seeing the game grow, seeing the game that took care of me and gave me a lot of opportunity in my life, seeing that become part of so many families' lives here at Family Golf because of Family Golf and Learning Center is great.
So the best way to get a hold of you, get a membership, whatever the case may be.
Yeah, you can get a hold of me with my email. It's simply adam@familygolfonline.com. Any questions, comments, you need me to answer any questions, you need me to connect you with the Evans Scholarship and a caddy opportunity, feel free to email me. I'm always available.
And
I'm here also. We're down here at 3717 Tree Court, Industrial Boulevard, down here in Kirkwood. but you can also go to the website. Our website's www.familygolfonline.com. You can check out all of our programming, all of the dates. You can register online for any of those programs. Check out what we have available. See what can fit for you and your game. You can get information about memberships and tee times and all of it. But if you have any questions, I'm usually walking around somewhere around here if I'm not giving a golf lesson.
Great stuff, man. Thanks as always for having us out.
Yeah, thanks for being here, and thanks for all you guys do for Family Golf.
You got it. That's Adam Betz, the owner and proprietor of Family Golf and Learning Center. Coming up, the tip segment on Golf with Jay Delsing, presented by Daugherty Business Solutions.
Are you driving an out-of-warranty car? It's only a matter of time before your out-of-warranty vehicle is in the shop costing you thousands of dollars. Auto repair costs are up nearly 20% from last year, which is 4 times the rate of inflation. If an unexpected breakdown happened today, would you be ready for that? Well, now you can be with a plan through CarShield. Even if your car is just over 3 years old, it's still prone to expensive costs. Your car is more than just getting you from point A to point B. Traveling by car is a way of life. From picking up your kids to going to a new restaurant, cars are a daily essential. When you enroll in a car protection plan through CarShield, you can look forward to the following. The price will never go up no matter how many claims you file, or no matter how high the mileage on your car increases. CarShield offers protection plans that start as low as $100 per month. That's $100 per month. They have repair coverage for up to 5,000 different parts of your vehicle. Plus, when your car breaks down and you're stuck on the side of the road, you get 24/7 coast-to-coast roadside assistance. You also get complimentary towing and rental car options. CarShield has my back when my car breaks down, and they can have yours too. Call CarShield today at 800-465-6550 or visit carshield.com. It's CarShield, proud sponsor of the Golf with Jay Delsing show.
Get ready to watch the legends of golf up close when they compete at historic Norwood Hills Country Club right here in St. Louis. The Ascension Charity Classic will be back again with some of golf's biggest names: Steve Stricker, Padraig Harrington, John Daly, David Duval, Bernard Langer, Ernie Els, and more will return September 3rd through the 8th at Norwood Hills. All tournament proceeds go to area charities serving North St. Louis County youth and families. Sponsorship opportunities, Pro-Am foursomes, and more information available for you at AscensionCharityClassic.com.
Daugherty Business Solutions has been enhancing the business of our customers for the last 37 years. How do we do it? Through our expertise in technology, better use of data and analytics, artificial intelligence, and machine learning. We roll up our sleeves and collaborate. We build applications and effectively communicate with our partner clients to bring their goals and objectives to the finish line. Our award-winning Access Point program is a community game changer. With nearly 100 students in the program, mostly young African-American females are making between $55,000 and $60,000 per year right out of high school. That's right, $55,000 to $60,000 a year right after high school graduation. That's when they begin their training. CEO Ron Daugherty believes the talent is equally distributed, but access to that opportunity is not. So here's Access Point, providing more and more opportunity for those in and around our community. It's Daugherty Business Solutions.
Hi, I'm Adam Betz, PGA professional and owner at Family Golf and Learning Center. We welcome golfers of all ages and abilities, from the junior golfer to the experienced players. From our indoor TrackMan simulators, large short game area, grass tees, and driving range bays, to our golf instruction, leagues, clinics, and camps, we connect you with every resource to reach your golfing goals. We look forward to helping you improve your golf game at Family Golf and Learning Center, where we make St. Louis better at golf. Visit us at familygolfonline.com. That's familygolfonline.com.
I'm delighted to welcome the Amateur Players Tour to the Golf with Jay Delsing show. The APT team has worked so hard to establish a national golf tour for amateurs. Folks, don't miss out on this opportunity. If you love golf and ever wondered what all the fuss about tournament golf is, then this tour is for you. We just released the 2024 schedule, and it is a beast. There's 21 events currently in the metropolitan St. Louis area with many more to come. But check out these golf courses: Paynes Valley, Ozark National, Stonewolf, Ambrier, Persimmon Woods, Gateway National, and a 36-hole event on Norwood's West Course, and many more. Okay, so the courses are certainly cool and nice, but what's really neat is the way the events are run and how they are run. The APT team does a fantastic job of closely monitoring handicaps and ensuring a good and fair competition. There are 5 divisions, a year-long points competition, major championships, elevated events, and much, much more. Right now, there are over 6,000 members in 41 different local chapters across the country, and all that's happened in just over 5 years. Join now and don't miss out on the best tournament golf in the country, run for amateurs by amateurs themselves. Go to amateurplayerstour.com. That's amateurplayerstour.com.
You're listening to Golf with Jay Delsing. Brought to you by Car Shield and Doherty Business Solutions. Every Sunday morning from 8 to 10. It features top guests, tips from a PGA Tour player, and the latest news and notes from around the world of golf. This is Golf with Jay Delsing.
Our thanks to Adam Betz here at Family Golf and Learning Center as we head down the stretch of Golf with Jay Delsing. Also, our thanks to Steve Wendling from the Western Golf Association, Caddies for College, as well as Jerome Harris, founder and president of Urban Golf of St. Louis. Boy, it's neat to visit with Jerome. He's doing some great things, isn't he?
He really is, Danny. There's something about when I get to hang out with Jerome that is just really, he's soft-spoken, he's obviously very well-educated guy, but he's got this vibe or something that just makes he's kind, and he's really just trying to help people, and it's really, really awesome. And man, the more people we can get introduced to this game, the better off.
And I think Adam is doing the same thing here at Family Golf and Learning Center with, again, we pulled into this place and it is absolutely packed. And the best thing is, as you said, all kinds of kids are out here. All kinds of families are out here, and that's what makes this game so great.
You look at the first word in the title of this place, Family Golf. Man, it's family, and I heard some little brother giving his sister the business on the putting green as I was walking in, and I was like, I just love that.
Yeah.
I just love that. I can remember, when we'd be putting with my buddies, there was all sorts of smack talk going out there. I'm like, can you guys just shut up? I'm putting for the U.S. Open over here.
That's the way to do it. All right, some of the questions are now coming in, and we're going to go to Mike in South City. He said, guys, still in awe of what Bryson DeChambeau was able to do. Jay, question for you. Key to a bunker shot, greenside bunker. What is the key there?
Okay, so greenside bunker, we're going to differentiate. We're talking about something that what he did was from 50 yards, and that's considered the hardest shot in the game, and that's a long bunker shot. In a greenside bunker, especially around Pinehurst, like, for example, Danny, the shot that Rory McIlroy hit out of the left-hand greenside bunker at 17. So the key to that is using the bottom part of the wedge, which is called the bounce, and you're going to hit about 1.5 inches or 2 inches behind the ball. You're going to lift the club up a little bit on your backswing and drop it down right in that area, let's say 2 inches behind the ball. Then you're going to keep the face of that wedge, Danny, open and move it through the shot. You don't ever touch. This is interesting, Mike. You don't ever touch the ball. You're just blasting sand out, and as you blast the sand, the ball pops up with it. The reason it pops up with it is you're using your highest lofted wedge, which for most players is that 60-degree wedge, and that angle creates lift, and as the ball goes out, and it'll come out, and it'll go softly.
How about a fairway bunker?
Fairway bunker, you want to do. So I get this a lot where you know what it is, Danny? Hitting the ball in the bunker in general, I think, gives people anxiety. You know what I mean? I think it just causes them to be a little anxious and maybe a little bit uptight. And so the biggest thing when you go into your fairway bunker is to get you'll watch the tour pros or the LPGA players. When you get in the bunker and you're getting ready to hit, they'll take their feet and grind them down into the sand 1 or 2 or 3 times. And the biggest challenge is when, as we spoke early in the show about using the ground, you're still using the ground to generate power. But in the sand, if you slip, you're going to hit the ball fat 90% of the time. So the key is to get secure with those feet and then don't alter anything. Hit it just like let's say you're hitting an 8-iron out of the fairway, hit your 8-iron out of the fairway bunker the exact same way. Just get your feet secure as you can into the bunker so that you don't slip.
Steve wants to know about...
I love Steve. He hits us up every week.
He's asking about how do you differentiate the clubs that Bryson is using as opposed to the rest of the tour players.
Yeah,
so
that's a great question.
What's going on with these clubs?
That's a great question. So Bryson's got these single length shafts in his irons, and he's also got 3D designed heads on his own. So all of Bryson's is all teched out, all of it. Like, I got a kick out of somebody sent me something, I don't know if it was on X or Instagram or something, that had a picture of him putting. And so, Danny, you're not allowed to have your putter sit at a 90-degree angle so it would be straight up and down.
Sure.
The USGA and the powers that be, the RNA, deem that to be unfair. So the highest angle you can have for your putter shaft is 80 degrees. And somebody said, measure this putter immediately. This is illegal. And I just laughed. I'm like, with Bryson? I go, he knows exactly what that thing is. First of all, he's an honest kid. He would never deliberately break the rules. So that putter is at like 79.99 degrees, and it's all measured. And so what he does is, because of the single length shaft standing, all of his clubs are way more upright than everybody else. So if you notice him, he stands closer to the ball with everything except his driver than anybody else on the tour. And if you notice, he also has a totally different follow through the ball, where he's actually looks like, and this is, hopefully this isn't confusing to the listeners, but it's almost like he's undercutting his irons to prevent him from hooking them wildly.
Yes.
And so, and you'll notice that when he misses, a lot of them are hooks, and that's because of that.
He scrambled his butt off this entire tournament. He was all over the place.
Danny, he did the same thing at Winged Foot.
Yeah.
Nobody had ever hit so many drivers at Winged Foot and hit fewer fairways. He's the U.S. Open champ that's hit the fewest number of fairways ever and won the championship.
Could you ever try, or have you ever tried, the way that he's hitting the ball, in particular with the irons?
I have not, and it would be really, really difficult for me because my shafts would be so long because of my height, and the length of my legs. So mine would be even more upright because of the height. And where what's interesting, Danny, when you are doing that, what I can't believe he's so good at is so my 58.5 degree wedge is my favorite club in the bag. I love that thing. I'm pretty darn good with that one. I've been practicing and stuff, and it's got the right weight for it and the right length. And mine is right at 35 and a half inches. His is 37.
Wow.
So that's the same length, D, as my 5-iron. And he's able to hit those little touch shots that's incredible.
What about the loft, though? I get people asking me about the loft of his irons and just the difference that they feel that he may have.
Yeah.
For instance, you know, he's hitting let's say a 9-iron, 190 yards, stuff like that. But there were some questions about that.
Yeah, that's just because of the speed. He doesn't. That's a good question. I'll look into this to verify, and next week we'll talk about that.
Okay.
But I'll verify that. But he's doing it mostly with speed. Now, is he using the same loft that on his irons that we used back in the day? No. He's using the modern.
Okay.
He's using the modern standards, which aren't standard in my book at all. But he's using his 9-iron would have the same loft, Danny, that my 8-iron had back in the day. So it's actually graduated from one club different. So I'll never forget when I looked at one of I don't know if it was Dustin Johnson's, but we were looking at some clubs when we were doing the Fox stuff. We were talking to some of the players, and I looked down. I'm like, man, that 9-iron's got no loft on it, you know. So at the nine, Eli Callaway is the guy that started that.
Yeah.
And Ben Hogan was the first guy that ever started having, and it was called the Hogan Standard. And he wanted every one of his irons to be a certain degree of loft, so that he knew how far everything went. And Callaway marketed his clubs as being longer, and the way he made them longer, he just changed how much loft was on there.
How did Bryson learn how to do this? I mean, I've seen him on Faraday, and he's talked about getting into the nuances of the game and the degrees and the loft and arms straight and all that stuff. But it's amazing. Like, who taught him to hit like this?
He taught himself.
Right.
I mean, did he? And you know what's crazy is that that's a tribute to his mind and also the courage. It takes a lot of courage to do that, because
to go against the grain.
Yeah, because you know he still gets ridiculed for it just because people don't like somebody being different. But I mean, this kid, look at his resume now, Danny. 2 major championships, and we could get this thing living in PGA Tour back combined. I mean, he's on his way to Hall of Fame numbers.
Have you ever seen a guy hit the ball off the tee like him?
No. Well, John Daly did back in our day, Danny, because I was long, and John Daly hit it 30 yards past me. Bryson is in a different planet. But the funny thing is, he wasn't very straight this week.
No, he was all over the place.
But you know what? Neither was Rory.
That's the other guy.
You know, it's crazy. The guys that played the best golf that week were all over the place off the tee. Now, Rory was straighter than Bryson was, but they were still in that native area, whatever the hell they call that stuff, in the wire grass. I don't know what it was, but, man, it was nasty looking.
I thought Brandel brought up an interesting point, and he said on the first missed putt, he said it looked like he changed his routine just ever so slightly, which leads us into having not only your shot preparation when you're on the course, but also routine when you putt.
100%, Denny. Every single guy out there has got a pre-shot routine that they go through, and Brandel also said, I don't know why they're doing all this pre-shot routine. Jack Nicklaus said he waited until he saw the right picture, and I don't buy that. I don't buy that. It's you get your mind right, and you're so into that thing, you're not going to stand over a putt and wait for you to get. You're not going to do that. That is just not practical. It's not. I don't agree at all with what Brandel said on that. Every single guy on this PGA Tour has a routine that he has built in for this, Danny, for the high pressure situations where you lock into this routine, you lock into what you're doing, you commit to what you're doing, and you fire. You don't stand there. The pressure will overwhelm you. And Tiger Woods, I've only seen Tiger vary off of his putting routine once, and that was that putt, the better than most putt that he made on this island green at the Players Championship with a great call by our buddy Gary Koch. But I don't agree with any of that, what Brandel said.
Guys, I hear the simulator in the back. Jay, curious, how is this prepared you for live events? So basically asking about being on a simulator and how that can translate to what you do on the course.
Yeah, no, it's an absolute great question, and it's perfect for inclement weather. It's perfect. Even a lot of the guys, Danny, practice on the sim even when the weather's good, because they want to know what their numbers are, their spin rate numbers, especially with their driver. They want to make sure that they're staying under 3,200 RPMs. That's rotations per minute, and so that their ball's not spinning and that they're getting maximum distance on that. Also, I watched Dustin Johnson work his butt off to become number 1 in the world, and he used these TrackMan to monitor his numbers for his wedges, Danny, so he knew that he was getting X amount of spin on his wedges, so he had control over those things, because the guys want to know, if I hit this thing this distance, what's it going to do once it hits the ground?
Right.
Like, I always hear people say to me, you've been standing right next to me too, and we laugh now, I want to learn how to spin the ball way back, and we're like, no, you don't.
Right.
You don't want to do that. That's not beneficial. You just want to be able to control it. That's what you want to do.
Isn't it amazing when you watch the guys that are on the practice range, their quote-unquote their team, and the spin rates that are taken on every single time they hit a golf ball?
Absolutely.
It's just amazing to watch these guys on the range, their team, and then also having the technology to see the spin rate and to see the trajectory of their balls.
Oh, yeah, it's everything. It's everything, and it's amazing, and it's one of the new Tiger rules or Tiger additions that's come into the game because of the way he plays and because of what he taught us. And, that all goes hand in hand, too, Danny, with being crazy fit.
Yeah.
And getting that fitness. I mean, look at those guys. Look at how, look at what Bryson looked like, what he's done to his body. Rory is, from the time that Rory was.
He doesn't look like the same guy from when he won those first majors.
Nope, he does not. He was soft and he had a little shaggy hair. And, man, he is upper body. He is ripped.
Yes, he is.
Kind of like you and I.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Thank God we're radio.
Isn't that the truth?
Yeah,
not on YouTube, not on anything else.
There's a reason for that, my man.
How about the Travelers wrapping up today? And this is something that you played in multiple times.
Oh, man, I got to tell you, the people up in Connecticut, it's in Cromwell, Connecticut. It's just outside of Hartford. They turn up, they show up, and they are fun. They are great golf fans. Now, this is an elevated event, so there's, 71 players in the field now that Rory's out, and they're going to put on a show. And you want to talk about a contrast between the U.S. Open and that place, because that is last year Keegan Bradley opened up 62, 62, 64.
Being from Boston, that was a big deal for him.
That was a huge deal for him, and it was great to see him win that. And it's always interesting, Danny, when you go back and play kind of it's a home week. There's extra pressure. It's difficult to do, and you take your hat off to the guy that was able to perform under those conditions.
It leads me to the Ascension. Your preparation. How you doing on the Ascension?
Better. I'm still waiting for the docs to help me with this procedure that I have, but I'm not going to wait anymore. I'm going to get myself back in the gym. We'll plow through a little bit of these aches and pains. I got to have a wedge and putter in my hand every single day and getting to play with you and seeing if you got any loose Benjamins in your wallet.
I've had a bunch that have already been dedicated to the Delsing College Fund.
The Delsing College Fund, the Delsing warm-up for the Ascension, man.
Well, let's talk a little bit about this as we wrap it up. So you're saying that you have wedges and you have putter is in your hand.
Yeah.
So what are the drills? What are the things that you're doing? I mean, because you basically start from scratch.
Yeah, absolutely. And Danny, when you don't play meaningful golf, meaning competitive golf, we're competitive when we go out and play, but there's strokes given, there's putts given. There's no putts given. The biggest thing is for me to start the clock drill. I start the clock drill, and folks, the clock drill is I start at 3 feet from the hole with 4 balls around around a hole, various points of the hole. I knock those 4 putts in, then I go to 4 feet, knock all those putts in, and then I go to 5 feet, knock all those putts in. I'm doing my full pre-shot routine with every one of those putts, and the caveat is when you miss a putt, you got to start over from 3 feet. So it's a great drill because it helps with your concentration. It puts pressure on you. And as soon as you miss that first one, you're like, oh boy, here we go. And so you just got to commit to you're not leaving there. So I'm also working, because I'm changing putters and I'm going to the Spider, and I just love the Spider, but I'm still a little, from distances, it feels a little weird. So I'm practicing a lot of long putts, a lot of 30, 40, 50 footers, looking at the hole, looking at the ball, closing my eyes, those sort of things to help me enhance my feel.
All right, we've been coming to you from Family Golf and Learning Center inside the Scoring Lab. And again, Family Golf and Learning Center for all your golfing needs. Want to thank Steve Wendling from Western Golf Association and Caddies for College, Jerome Harris, founder and president of Urban Golf of St. Louis, Adam Betz, our buddy here from Family Golf and Learning Center. And Jay, it's been a great show as always.
Danny, it's fun. Hats off to Adam for what he's done here at Family Golf and Learning Center. We appreciate his support and the show, his support in the community and what he's doing for the golf game. And if you ever want to hit him straight, you can go over to Family Golf and Learning Center.
Hit him straight, St. Louis.
If you're in the market for a new or used vehicle, any make or model, then you need to visit the Dean Team Volkswagen of Kirkwood. They are the official vehicle provider of the Golf with Jay Delsing show. My daughter and I both drive vehicles supplied by Colin and the Dean Team Volkswagen of Kirkwood. And it's because we know we can trust them. They made the car buying experience painless and easy. And their customer service is second to none. Every single step of the car buying experience was taken care of for us. You can reach Colin at 314-966-0303, and he will answer all of your questions and put your mind at ease. The Dean Team Volkswagen of Kirkwood has new or pre-owned vehicles to be purchased or leased, whichever you prefer. Once you visit the Dean Team Volkswagen on Manchester in Kirkwood, you'll be a customer for life because they will treat you like family. The Dean Team Volkswagen of Kirkwood, the official vehicle provider of the Golf with Jay Delsing show.
Hi, I'm Adam Betz, PGA professional and owner at Family Golf and Learning Center. We welcome golfers of all ages and abilities, from the junior golfer to the experienced players. From our indoor TrackMan simulators, large short game area, grass tees, and driving range bays, to our golf instruction, leagues, clinics, and camps, we connect you with every resource to reach your golfing goals. We look forward to helping you improve your golf game at Family Golf and Learning Center, where we make St. Louis better at golf. Visit us at familygolfonline.com. That's familygolfonline.com.
Daugherty Business Solutions has been enhancing the business of our customers for the last 37 years. How do we do it? Through our expertise in technology, better use of data and analytics, artificial intelligence, and machine learning. We roll up our sleeves and collaborate. We build applications and effectively communicate with our partner clients to bring their goals and objectives to the finish line. Our award-winning Access Point program is a community game changer. With nearly 100 students in the program, mostly young African-American females are making between $55,000 and $60,000 per year right out of high school. That's right, $55,000 to $60,000 a year right after high school graduation. That's when they begin their training. CEO Ron Daugherty believes the talent is equally distributed, but access to that opportunity is not. So here's Access Point, providing more and more opportunity for those in and around our community. It's Daugherty Business Solutions.